You know when you're ready?
Go ahead.
Number one, welcome to the Bay Area.
It's always nice to be here.
And so we appreciate you giving us this time at Believe Radio, which is a minority-owned radio station here in the...
Even better.
Yeah, and we're media-based too as well.
Oh, wonderful.
And so the long history that you have in music, what are some of the highlights that you like?
Highlights. I don't know why I consider them to be iconic artists like Roberta Flack. Why she singled me out, I have no idea. What inspired her to do that? You know, she didn't have to, but apparently she has the ability to see something in people that they don't even see in themselves. She's basically a teacher at her base. She's gonna be teaching you something, whether it's just a conversation. She's a fount of information, and she's very wise, and she's also very intuitive, and that boded well for me to become associated with her, because I learned first and foremost how to do what it takes to do a great duet. I learned that. And if you think about it, the Donny Hathaway Roberta Flack album, Best of Friends or something, what's it called?
Is it Best of Friends?
I don't know what it was called. That was probably the greatest duet album ever. I mean, it was just perfect, you know. And so learning from her what it takes to give to make a great duet. There's some kind of key components, like you have to fall a little bit in love with your duet partner, and you have to there has to be a mutual kind of respect, and you play to each other's strengths and weaknesses equally. It's a cool thing the way she does it, and all that. And I learned how to do that because my first duet project was with Natalie Cole, and neither one of us knew what we were doing. So
that's pretty big.
Yeah, but you know, that might have inspired Roberta to take a look at me at least, but I don't think it. But to attach herself in the way she did was kind of a cool thing. That's kind of one of those quintessential moments when you realize that you're on the stage with Aretha Franklin and she wants you there. You know, or my wife is sitting at home and the phone rings and she says, hello? And she says, well, hello, is Peobo there? Who's calling? My wife. Aretha Franklin. Oh, I'll get him right now. So it's like, you know, it's these are unreal moments surreal moments that when you look back on them and you look back on your friendships with people that you admired so much, I can't think of anybody that I've ever admired that I didn't get to know in some way, shape, or form. You know, whether they were still with the group that they were with or when they were individual artists. Those are all highlights. You know, when you finally get recognition from a jury of your peers, you win 2 Grammys, you can pretty much. The validation is not one is it could be a fluke, but 2 is validation. Yeah, you know. So and then if you look at all those nominations, I mean, that one year there was only one other artist that had more nominations than me. That was Eric Clapton. So if you think about it, I mean, but I'm still uncomfortable talking with the whole me thing. Even now, I'm not. It was poor manners when I was growing up to be so self-oriented or to speak in a manner that would imply that you were narcissistic in any way, shape, or form. It was untoward behavior, and I was not about to do it. I just never felt comfortable talking about myself in that way. So when someone asks me a question like the one you asked me, I have to drag as many other people into it as I possibly can, because I can't sit here and talk about me.
One thing, you being an icon.
I appreciate that.
Being an icon, I've definitely seen you perform multiple times, especially here at the Symphony. I've actually played a couple of times with Terrence Kelly and Oakley Interfaith.
Ah, okay, all right, I got it.
And so I remember you singing, and in that what is your favorite song singing here for this Christmas, Color of Christmas event?
First of all, it's just exciting to be back, and it's like the restart of something that was a really wonderful thing, and somehow we convinced all the powers to be that it was a wonderful thing, and that it should continue, and they agreed with that, which is a kind of a cool thing, even when people agree, they have to. It can take a while to work logistics out and all that, because there are people to convince, and fortunately we came out on top, and we're back doing what we do best, and maybe even 3 days next time. It's one of those things that they're some of the greatest musicians on the planet. They're proficient, and they play with feeling, which is an extra added dimension to someone's greatness and to their musicianship. And when you play with feeling like that, like they do, there's no replacement for heart in music, feel, for soul, or whatever you want to call it. There's that, and then there's the relationship that we've established over 20-some years with an audience that we were suddenly gone from. And they didn't understand. And they were telling me that they had thousands and thousands of phone calls, because I said, call in, write in, and all that. They got thousands of, so because people wanted to see it, and they listened. I think that's extraordinary. So when it's one of the most iconic theaters to me. I mean, I love the acoustics in it, and if you know how to work the acoustics in a building like this one, you can really have an impact on people in your performance. And I think one of my favorite songs is like, the Christmas song, quite frankly. Is one I enjoy doing that in this building. To answer your question more succinctly.
I wish I had more time, because you actually dropped some history and some politics and everything. I hear dementially.
Well, so you can take as much time if you want. If you want to take more time, go ahead.
And so, but
no, it's all right.
I'm going to have to get you at another time, because I want to dig into this.
So you saw my thing. Okay, I got it. You have to be fairly intuitive to see it, because I disguise it well if I have to. If we don't have time to go there or whatever, I disguise it well. But
how to book you?
I'm a deep thinker, and I tell the truth.
Oh, you sound like me. I'm a philosophy major.
See, so yeah, I was just having a conversation about that. I mean, what is existentialism?
Watch it, sir.
So are we talking about Saltaire's version of existentialism, or are we talking about Soren Kierkegaard?
Okay, what we gonna do? We have to get your business card.
See, so how can you have a two-pronged version of existentialism with no spiritual in it? I mean, you got to be awfully bitter. to say you were born, you live, and you die. Okay. For real? When you read about these guys' past, you start to understand why they're the way they are, because their lives are tragic and they're bitter.
Yeah.
It's like the question now is what creates a black-white supremacist? This is a new classification in our culture. This is not a house anything. This is a new being. We don't know this person, and so I have this group of academics that I chat with. So
I'm on the book here, because
they're asking me all the time. So, well, who are these new black folk and all that? And I said, and it's all born out of Marcus Aurelius. What is a thing in and of itself? What does it do? What is its nature? What is it? Self-loathing is a horrible thing to have. It's a horrible disease. And if you hate yourself enough, and if you were never one of the cool kids, hey, listen, let me tell you something. Let me just say this. I was not one of the cool kids either. I was the one I was the pointed out, ostracized individual. I mean, You got to rise above that. I mean, grow up hair, or hey, I'm just saying, you know. But self-loathing is a serious disease, and it's a serious malfunction. It's a serious neurosis if you have it. And all these guys are. My mother taught me to look at something. What does it look like? And I'm like, oh, he's 6'9", and he hasn't kept his weight down. He's 6'9", and now he looks like a whole room. And he was once cool because he was at least a football player in college. And now he's not a football player. He's just a really big guy. He hates everybody. He's just on the wrong side of the bed every single day. So, you know, it's like, dude, walk away from the table. Or, you know, do something positive for yourself. You know, then you won't have so much self-loathing or whatever it is that takes you down this rabbit hole. And, oh, I'm so sorry, Candace, you were not one of the cool chicks.
You and I, we're going to have a conversation, but we're going to have to wrap it up.
I'm sorry, Peobo.
So, because
you need to talk to other people.
Yeah, but you can cut. And so,
no, we